Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is again about curry leaf plants, and you're gonna think that I'm crazy when I say this, but I got two more of them. Um, what happened is that I was looking on Facebook Marketplace and I saw this person selling these plants for $40 each, which I don't know if you know this, that's a steal. So I could not resist, and my goal is to eventually have several big plants so that I can continue to harvest curry leaves year around and not have to purchase from grocery stores. And I'll probably sell off my three small plants that I have over time before I move to another house. And so, yeah, after having a couple of curry leaf plants die on me, I really did not want to splurge on a big plant, and that is why I got those three small plants that I currently have. And the goal was to eventually, once I get the hang of taking care of them, to have a couple of big plants. And I think we've kind of managed to do that at this point. So one of these pots, as you can see, has two plants, and the other has one. And it is quite tall, but it's also lanky, so I'll probably chop it off in the spring. And for some reason, this person had put these plants in a really tiny pot. So especially one of the plants. I think the other she had repotted. So I'm gonna have to repot this one, even though winter is not the ideal time to repot. The other plant, even though it's been repotted, it's still in a pretty tiny pot, but I will wait till spring to repot that one. So I thought I'll take you guys along with my repotting process when it comes to curry leaf plants. This is a strategy I came across after doing a lot of research. So I basically use cactus soil mix, perlite, and also make sure that I add a lot of soil acidifier. You can also use Epsom salt. And this is because curry leaf plants like well draining soil, and they also like acidic soil. And then I also put a slow release fertilizer like Osmocot. Of course, you want to fertilize the plants in addition to the Osmocot, but this kind of ensures that there is some sort of nutrient for the plant long term. I've noticed that if I repot plants in new soil without moistening the soil properly, the soil tends to be hydrophobic, that is, repels water when I try to water it. So, this is something that I've been doing of late and I found it really helpful. Given how tall this plant is and also how lanky it is, it's definitely going to need some sort of support. So, I found this bamboo cane that I had from another plant of mine. I'm going to now gently separate the plant from the support that the seller had provided that's kind of rotted. And I'm going to make sure to not separate or like disturb the root ball too much because, like I said, winter is not the greatest time to repot curry leaf plants, and the curry leaf roots don't like being disturbed very much. So I'm trying my best to not cause undue harm to the plant. I just really don't think I can wait till next spring because this is too less soil for this bigger plant to survive. I'm also not putting a ton of soil into the pot. My goal is to top off with a lot of nutrient rich soil in the spring. But still, like I said, I wanted to have more soil than what it currently has. And then I attach the support and add some more soil so that everything kind of stays straight instead of falling over. The place I live in is actually very dry, and we also get snow in the winter. So, dry weather and wintry weather is not the greatest combination for curry leaf plants. So, I am anticipating a lot of leaves falling in the winter. But I'm not worried. It's gonna come back in spring and summer, and I'm gonna be doing a heavy prune anyways. I did get spider mites last year on my smaller plants, and all I had to do was come spring, I just repotted them and washed off the roots and the plant with some soapy water, and that seemed to do the trick. And my plant did really well in the previous spring and summer. But the only issue is that, you want to try to avoid repotting too frequently, because after a repot, it takes a couple of weeks for the plant to kind of, settle and then give out new leaves. So if you repot like every year, that can really slow the growth over time. But yeah, this time it might be inevitable for me to have to repot. I am expecting to have spider mites again this year. In fact, I already see some of it on my other plants. It seems like it's just inevitable in the place that I'm at. But that's okay. We'll take care of it as it comes. And I think they'll do fine once it's spring or summertime. The goal in winter is to just keep them alive, give them minimal water, maybe once a week or 10 days, and also cut down on the fertilizing. In fact, I've not been giving it any fertilizer right now, especially organic fertilizers, which can kind of invite pests if you give them when they are indoors. As I'm finishing repotting this, I'm wondering where I'm going to put these two new plants. I ended up going with my bathroom with the south facing window for the bigger plant, and I put the other one right next to the much bigger plant that I have. Thank you for watching.